welcome to Coffee with the Candidates. Today we're here at Port Mocha and we have Mr. Frank Blas Jr. He's decided to do it again, ladies and gentlemen, and so we're here today to talk to him about why he wants to do it again. Why you want to do this again?
I think I still have a lot to be able to contribute to the community. I've been out of it for a little bit over, little less than 2 years actually. And in the time that I've been out, had an opportunity to have conversations with a bunch of people and been able to do things, some of the things that I haven't been able to do in quite some time since being in politics prior. But I'm enthused, and optimistic, and I tell you, I've got a lot of ideas that I'd like to be able to bring to the legislature.
And that's what the people of Guam want to hear, right? Okay, so let's talk about some hot topics in the government right now.
C.
Medicinal marijuana. Hold on. Medicinal marijuana.
Medicinal marijuana. I tell you what, I've got a background in law enforcement.
Yes, you do. That's right. That's absolutely right.
The last, command that I had before leaving law enforcement, it was actually I commanded the drug unit.
Oh, then you're the perfect candidate to tell us your thoughts.
Of the drug unit.
Okay.
And immediately after getting out of the police department, I went into prevention.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
And Jen, I got to tell you a funny story. I walked into a conference. This was like about 3 months after I got in and out of the police department. I was still in the law enforcement mode, bag 'em and tag 'em. Okay, excuse my language.
That's right.
And I walked into this prevention conference. This was in Arizona. There were 500 other national prevention specialists. And the question that was posed then, this was, I think, if I remember correctly, 1996.
Wow.
All right?
Okay.
The question that was posed was, how many of you in this room are in favor of or like the notion of the medicinal use of marijuana? You won't believe the awkwardness that I felt being the only one out of 500 people that were in there that was very uncomfortable with that. Okay? Not to say that it was at that time that I had a lot to learn.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And I recognize, when we talk about, medicinal marijuana, we're not talking about the decriminalization. I think there's still some discussion that needs to be happening there. But I'm of the opinion that yes, there are some medicinal uses that marijuana can provide for us. But see, the question here on Guam is not whether or not that would be something that would be good. Unfortunately, because of our political status and because of the restrictions that we have of being an unincorporated territory, in the current political status that we have, that we really can't have that here because we fall under the federal statutes. So in order for us to be able to actually ask and answer that question for Guam, we need to be able to address our political status first.
Okay. Another hot topic in the government of Guam is casino gambling. What are your thoughts about casino gambling?
The island is spoken, and it's spoken on a number of occasions.
Yes.
The people have stated overwhelmingly that that's not something that is right for the island. I'm asking people to consider me to represent them, in a forum that produces policy. And so my direction comes from the community. And so I think that I believe that when the community has spoken not once, not twice, 3 times, and I think even 4,
Yes.
and they've overwhelmingly stated no, then then the no's no.
Big stance.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to know you. I don't know enough about you, and I'm sure the viewers want to know a little bit more about you. Do you play any instruments?
Yes, I do. I play the guitar.
Good.
Picked up the ukulele a little bit.
Yeah, ukulele and guitar?
Yeah.
Really? What's your hot songs on the ukulele?
Well, I tell you, it all depends. I grew up in the area of Cecilio, Copono, and Calapana.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And a lot of my friends, and a lot of them, right now, who are professional, are in bands
Yes.
throughout the island. Every once in a while, I get called up, and
Seriously?
Yeah, and I enjoy it.
Really?
Yes, I
Great. So, okay, so you graduated from FD.
Yes.
And what sports do you play?
Actually, I played football. I played all the sports that that most kids, most boys.
What did you play at FD?
I actually played football.
Okay, and what was your position?
I was a defensive end and troublemaker.
Oh, okay, all right. How about rugby? Do you ever think?
No, actually, rugby wasn't a sport back then.
Okay, but it is now.
But
So
it
can
is
we get you
sport
on the field now?
Oh.
No.
No.
Let's not do it.
I'm not this age. I mean, I would tell people. I says I remember back in the old days when I'd be able to play basketball in the morning, softball in the afternoon, baseball at night.
Yes.
And
you can still do it today.
And then, be able to stay up late and then go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and do the same thing over again.
Right.
I'm at that age right now where I play 18 holes of golf, and I need 3 days of rest.
Okay, I think you're over exaggerating just a little bit, right? All right. All right. So, who's your favorite artist? What kind of songs do you like to listen?
Actually, it depends on my moods. There are sometimes I love jazz. I love Earl Klug and the likes. But then I also like the Eagles.
Okay.
I'm a Earth, Wind and Fire fan. Along with Kool and the Gang.
I'm right there with you. Okay.
But then there are times I like Brian McKnight and Kenny Loggins, and so it all depends on my mood. My wife, she would look one time at the collection of music that I have, and she goes, "You're all over the place here." And it depends on my mood. Sometimes I'll have Santana blaring.
That's great. That means you're well versed, right?
So I just love music.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Coffee with the Candidates here at Port Mocha with Frank Blas Jr. Stay tuned. We have more episodes to come.